Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2014 Honda Civic Hybrid. Up front is a 1.5 liter inline 4 as well as a hybrid system, and down below is a CVT. Now I'm super excited to be driving this Civic Hybrid here today for two reasons. First of all, I've never done this generation of Civic Hybrid. I've done it in its SI performance variant, but never something a little bit more basic like this. But the second reason is the fact that I've always found Honda hybrids kind of interesting, not necessarily in how they work, but the fact that they do a Civic Hybrid and then they don't, and then they do a Civic Hybrid and then they don't. So this is actually the second most recent hybrid generation of Civic, only next to the brand new 2025. So very, very interesting to see it. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that hybrid system. So it is not a plug-in hybrid. It is a self-contained system with a single electric motor under the hood. The electric motor basically acts as a middleman between the engine and transmission. And the motor itself is 23 horsepower that gets its energy from a lithium-ion battery. This was actually the first Honda hybrid to get a lithium-ion battery as opposed to the older nickel-metal hydride batteries of the past. So I have done previous generations of the Civic Hybrid that had a nickel battery. This has lithium, and the 1.5 liter puts out 90 horsepower. So altogether, you're just a little bit above 100 horsepower, but that's not why you buy this vehicle. EPA estimates about 45 miles to the gallon out of a car like this, which is stellar numbers for a modern vehicle. Like I said, paired to it is a CVT. Normally, I'm not the biggest fan of CVTs. However, it really makes sense here in the hybrid Civic because so much is going on with the drivetrain anyway. It's switching between gas and electric and this and that and the other. The CVT just kind of slips into the background. I don't really notice it, which is a good feeling. That's always the thing that I've hated about CVTs, that I can always tell. But in here, there's so much going on anyway. It's fine. It's doing its job, and it's not bothering me any. Last but not least, the Civic Hybrid retains its front-wheel drive like all of its siblings. How does it feel to drive the Civic Hybrid? Well, honestly, between the gas version and hybrid version, doesn't feel like a whole lot of difference when driving it around town. Now, if I put my foot down and I'm coming into turn 5 and I chuck it into the corner right before the Corvette bridge, yeah, I'm probably gonna notice that this is not as adequate as a standard Civic, but that's not the point of this car. The car was about efficiency, and so you don't really feel the difference with that. Drive it normally, it'll treat you normally. Visibility is decent. Steering is a little bit lighter, and throttle response isn't really there, but again, you don't want throttle response. You want it to be laggy, and you want it to push fuel economy, and that's what this car is very good at. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have its signature split dash. So up at the top, I have my fuel, speed, and MPG gauge, as well as a screen that is currently set to showing me my energy routing throughout the vehicle. Love this. It's telling me when the battery's in use, when the engine's in use, and things like that. But then down below, we have our tachometer that specifically says integrated motor assist, which is special for the hybrid. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my information, source, skip track, and volume, as well as menu, and off to the right, we have our cruise control. To the left, we do have a climate vent, our econ button, LDW, or lane departure warning button, and our traction control off. On the door, we have latch to get in and out, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, now this is actually an aftermarket piece. This is not stock, but this is something you can find. But down below that, we do have the stock radio. It does have a backup camera, which is very nice to see. And while it's pretty outdated here in 2025, it should be. This is 11 years old. It shouldn't keep up with modern tech, and so it doesn't, but it's fine. Down below that, we do have our climate controls, single zone climate, no dual zone here in the hybrid Civic. Fan speed off to the right, where to send in the middle, things like that. But we do have heated mirrors, very nice to see. Heated seats for the front 2 occupants, a little cubby, HDMI, as well as our USB and 12-volt outlet, and then we move up to the shifter. The shifter isn't anything crazy, cool, or unique, especially for the hybrid, but it does the job. Down below it, though, we do have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the Honda Civic Hybrid. And you hear me shuffling around, it passes! The Honda Civic Hybrid from 2014 passes the big friggin' bottle test. Then we do have a center console and the seats. The seats are comfortable. Like I said, they're heated, but they're actually not power or memory. Something I would have liked to have seen, but then again, you are trying to save weight here in the hybrid. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the Honda Civic Hybrid from 2014, and a couple of things to note. First of all, this is my driving position. I have so much space back here. This is a big, big win, and Honda has always done big back seats or good back seats in the Honda Civic. I've always said it's been industry leading, whether it be a 2014 or the new 2025 Hybrid. I'll link that video at the end of this one. They always have great back seat space. Amenities, don't have many. Grab handle, seat back pockets. Apparently, they have sewn my center console shut. It looks like there would be one, but there's not. And that's it. It's nothing crazy, but I fit back here. I'm 5'11", not a small guy. My head is not hitting the ceiling. My knees aren't even coming close to the seat in front of me. So very, very lovely. This is really good space. Let's hop around the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks because we have some cool hybrid stuff with the exterior. Right around the back of the Honda Civic Hybrid. Little button in here, kind of hard to find. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. It's off to the right up here. Once we are back here, a couple of things to note. First of all, it's not huge. You do have kind of a shallow trunk. Reason for that is for the hybrid battery. So that's where it actually lives, kind of behind the seats, in between the 2 seats, if you will. So you do lose a little bit of trunk space, but honestly, as you can see, it's not detrimental. It's not a shoebox now. You still have a fair amount of space, and I'm not too worried about it. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I like the look of this generation of Civic. Always have, always will. Once we come around the back here, these are actually hybrid-specific taillights. So just the hybrid models got these clear Euro-style taillights. Always love to see that, and when you see that in traffic, you know that that's a hybrid. Also, it does get different wheels. These have lower rolling resistant wheels on it, which again is another way that you can identify a hybrid in traffic if you can only see the side of it. I don't know in what scenario you would be in where that would be the case, but you know, just keep it in your back pocket. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Honda Civic Hybrid from 2014? Well, I like it. You know, driving it around as a normal daily car, it's fine. It does the job and it does everything I would want it to do. Is it wowing me with its performance? No, but it's not supposed to do that. This car was meant to be something that you don't even really notice. Yeah, sure, you own a Honda Civic Hybrid, but it's not your whole personality, and it was never meant to be that. And so Honda has always had a complicated relationship with hybrids, although they've done hybrids for years and years and years, and they were early adapters and whatnot. So they'll make them, and then they'll cancel them, and then they'll make them, and then they'll cancel them, and things like that. They stopped making these in 2015 and didn't pick it up again until this year. It's a real Ross-Rachel situation. Will they? Won't they? I mean, my gosh. But for now, I'm driving when they did, and when they did do a hybrid Civic, it's great. I love this little thing. For just a background ease of life vehicle, it's wonderful. Honda can do it when they want, and that is what I really, really like. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Matthew for letting me borrow his hybrid Civic for today's video. He has been absolutely wonderful to work with. I've reviewed a couple of his other vehicles here today as well, so he's been a wonderful asset to the channel and a gracious host. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.